This week's Farm Basics is brought to you by satshot.com. Satellites aren't just for NASA anymore. Use the power of satellite imagery to create variable rate management zones in your fields. To reduce input costs and increase yields on your farm, go to satshot.com.
During our Farm Basics time today, we want to talk about a nasty little pest. It's all over the place. In fact, today I literally was covered from head to toe with lady beetles. And you know, right away you're going to say, oh, you don't want to kill lady beetles. Those things are good. They like to eat aphids. Yeah, they do, but you know what? They also like to leave an orange stain on my clothes, in my house, everywhere. I just don't like them.
Well, they do kind of stink when you smash them as well. And the other thing with lady beetles is there are lots of positives. We'll talk about that too. But the biggest negative that I see is when they get into your house, and especially they like to get into the attic if at all possible, get into that insulation or get right into your house. I know I end up with a bunch that get into my lamps and things, and I don't know, they just aren't much fun to deal with. They're just an annoyance.
Well, they are, but you know, the good thing is you can control them. You can use a product called Tempo. It's a relatively safe product to humans and animals. However, it is poisonous to fish. It's made from the poison found in the chrysanthemum flower. So in other words, if you think the chrysanthemum flower is pretty safe to be around, you should feel pretty comfortable being around Tempo. It's labeled to use in homes, in schools, in hospitals. It is very effective on lady beetles, but you actually have to spray. You can't just think about spraying Tempo. That's what happened to me. I was considering spraying and then I never quite got around to it, and then I saw all these lady beetles. So now I'm actually out there spraying.
All right, well, let's talk about that because we've been spraying all of our soybean acres with similar chemistry to this Tempo product, trying to kill these soybean aphids that are just
and bean leaf beetles and some other bugs out there
that just destroy soybean yields. So farmers are out there spraying their whole farm, but yet here we are in the fall, and there's all kinds of lady beetles.
Well, you hear all these environmentalists talking about, oh, you don't want to spray bugs in your field because you're going to kill the beneficials. That's bad for our environment. You know what? The lady beetles, they can survive just about anywhere. We're spraying less than 1% of the acreage in the United States. I mean, even if all the soybean acres get sprayed, it's a very tiny percentage of the total acres we've got as a country. So to think that we're going to wipe out a pest by just spraying a few acres once or maybe twice a year, I mean, forget about that. It's no big deal. So yes, lady beetles can feed on aphids, but you know what? If they were doing their job and eating all the aphids, we wouldn't have to spray. Well,
okay, so lady beetles, you say they might not be doing their job, but they are a pretty tough insect. We've already had a couple real hard frosts, and they didn't wipe them out this fall, so those bugs do find ways to get through even some of the colder conditions and still try to find a nice warm place like your home to overwinter in. So you do want to take care of them.
Yep, well, once again, if you do have lady beetles and they're an annoyance to you, you can go out and spray a product called Tempo. It is relatively safe to humans and animals. We still do suggest you use caution whenever spraying any pesticide, though.
One other use for pesticides is controlling weeds like our Weed of the Week. We'll show you how to control this tough weed coming up later in the show.